Today on Young and Restless, Audra lashes into Holden for saying too much to Claire. Adam tells Chelsea how bad he feels about Jack. And Phyllis tells Victor he violated their deal. At Crimson Lights, Billy is bragging on the phone to a journalist about his new business and what a star Sally is. Sally joins him and she explains she pitched her heart out to Jill. But she refused to let Audra join their team. Spectra complains that this is not fair. Billy says it's his mom's final verdict. Sally is determined to keep fighting for her friend. He asks if this is really the hill she wants to die on. Audra has a long record of being a loose cannon. Is she worth gambling their future on? She reminds him that Audra was there for her when no one else was. Her friend is down and deserves a break. Sally is sure Audra will work like a demon and have her back. Billy takes that as a poke at him for his disloyalty. He still feels bad about that. He says it's her call and he trusts her to make the right one. At the GCAC, Audra fumes at Holden for telling Claire their secret. He explains she's been pressing him about their history and it kept coming up while they were at the shadow room. Audra wonders what's wrong with him. How could he bring Claire to that place given their history? Does he have a death wish or something? This fits his MO of trying to impress women with dirt and scandal. She's sure it got Claire excited enough to show her appreciation. This was so stupid. Stupid! She complains. He could have just backed Claire off. Holden says she wasn't going to let it go. You should have told her to kick rocks and go back to fairy tale land. Audra complains. He explains he told her a very careful version of events so she wouldn't find out the worse. Audra is sure she will try to use what she's learned to sabotage her life. She worries that Claire will tell Nate and Amy. It could also ruin her job at Abbott. Communications, Holden says he tried to nip the story in the bud by not naming names. Audra asks what he did with the money she gave him. Holden insists he was only trying to prevent Claire from taking a deeper drive. The truth is a story neither of them want to get out. Sally stumbles in. Holden tries to cover and walks off. Audra complains that Holden always puts her in a bad mood. She guesses she's in trouble with Sally. They get a table, and Sally explains her investor strongly advised her not to hire Audra. She tells her friend that she will fight for her and this will work. Audra appreciates that but doubts it. Spectra says it will just take longer than they thought. Once the company is running successfully, she's sure she can bring her on. Audra thanks her for her support and will be ready to jump in. Sally assures her she just needs time and has a plan. At the new ranch, Kane gets off the phone with Amanda. He accuses Victor of just using his AI against Arabesque. Adam looks giddy. Victor pretends not to know what he's talking about and jokes about how ironic this is. Adam is surprised Kane had no protections in place. He plans to have a field day with this boneheaded play. Victor tells Ashby they only did to him what he planned to do to them. Once Kane exits, Adam asks his father if he really unleashed the AI. He thinks this was a brilliant move. Kane will wind up in bankruptcy court and they can take what they want for pennies on the dollar. Victor says this was almost as satisfying as it will be to watch Jack suffer the same fate. Adam joins Chelsea at Society and tells her they need to be on guard about whatever BS Billy is rolling out. He explains his dad has bigger fish to fry at the moment than Billy. Victor has already unleashed the AI on Arabesque, and Kane could be out of business by the end of the week. He says that Kane deserves what he's getting, but he's bothered that Jabot will be the next target. Chelsea says he can't be surprised by this. Adam isn't, but he wishes for once his father would be satisfied with what he has. Chelsea says people who can never be satisfied can never be happy. She feels sorry for Victor. Adam feels sorry for Jack and explains his father has already ordered him to distract the Abbotts. She hates how his dad gets him to do the dirty work. Adam knows it's what he signed on for, but it kills him to do this to Jack. Jack was a father figure to him when everyone else turned their backs on him. It's one thing to go after Billy, but Jack Chelsea says he can refuse, but Adam is sure his father would banish him from the kingdom if he did. They joke about how they could distract his father. Adam suggests they just tell him how they really feel. Chelsea is surprised by the suggestion, but maybe it's time someone stood up to Victor. Could be go against him to protect Jack? Phyllis finds Kane in the park. Calling his people to stop the AI as much as possible, he tells her his company is collapsing from the inside. She's sure that's Victor and asks how to stop it. He assumes Victor ordered full destruction. Phyllis says it's not too late to fix this, but he thinks the odds aren't good. Maybe this is karma and he deserves it. Kane asks her to make him believe that she didn't steal his program. Billy pops up to taunt them. Kane has no time for him and takes off. They bicker about who is winning, and he brags that his company has tools to protect them from the software. Back at the ranch, Victor calls Michael and tells him things are heating up and he will need help. Urgently, Phyllis drops by and they chat about Noah. She explains she ran into Billy and he claimed he has precautions set up. Victor thinks that's nonsense. Phyllis asks if he's setting up an attack on Kane's company. That wasn't part of their deal, he assures her. She will get Jabot, but they aren't partners. And what he does is none of her business. She's already screwed over Kane, so what does she care?